And I thought, well, this is a great on-the-road image. So I photoshopped myself onto the back of the horse in a nice red cowboy shirt playing a banjo. And we showed this to the artist who painted the original picture, and he said, I like that. He said, I'll do you a banner, paint you a banner. And then you can paint it on canvas, so you can roll it up and take it around the country with you. Wherever you go, there will be your stage. For some reason, he hadn't painted a head on this horse. It just stopped at the neck. There was nothing visceral about it, just no head. So for that reason, I thought we'd call our tour Hag and Reg Head Off. Thank you very much. I'm here all week. And so he did. He painted this beautiful sort of cartoon version of the picture. And we took it on the road. And very quickly we became aware of the local aspect of this rural touring business. You know, we started in Constantine in Cornwall. And the next night we were playing in Gweek, just 3 miles down the road. And we knew there was a few seats empty, so we reasonably said to the people of Constantine, if you have any friends in Gweek, do let them know. And there's a few tickets left. And this audible hush crept through the room. And the voice said, we don't go down there. They eat their babies down there. We got down there, we thought they might. And so we got out of there. We played the Lizard. Is there anybody here from the Lizard? I actually asked that question the other day, and there was somebody from the Lizard. But the Lizard, an unusual place, I think, quite unusual. And our set consisted of 3 parts. We had 1 part duets by me, 1 part duets by Hank, 3rd part duets from early 20th century America. And most of these American duets, they were kind of gospel, so they had sort of religious undertones to them, if you like, and some quite blatantly religious. But we weren't flogging religion, we just did them because they were great duets. So we played Insured Beyond the Grave. We played I'm Using My Bible as a Roadmap. We played MHAPPY because I'm FREE, which predated DIVORC by about 60 years. We played Hank's Jogging with Jesus. And so we're playing these songs, and you kind of, sometimes you sort of get this sense that the audience aren't quite on the same page. They're not really getting it. And so this was the sort of atmosphere there in the Lizard. It was quite strange, and at the end, the promoter comes up, and he's tall, he's about 6'5", this guy is huge. He puts his arm around Hank, who's about 6'1", and arm around me, who's not. And he says, thank you for bringing the Lord to the Lizard. Not a phrase you hear every day, ladies and gentlemen. So we got out of there fast, and we made our way up country. And we played Exmoor, we played on Luckham. Anybody from Luckham? I asked that question the other day and somebody said no, but I knew an old lady from Luckham. What? I won't tell you my version, it's far too rude. But, so, Luckham Village Hall, we drove past it 3 times. We thought that can't possibly be that. So they know who we are. This is clearly a public toilet. But Luckham Village Hall, it was. And so we went in, we took our sound system in, took it back out again, won't be needing that. I think we're whiling away the afternoon in Luckham Village Hall. And I guess a typical sort of Exmoor farmer comes in. He says, good afternoon. We say, good afternoon. And he disappears through a side door. And after a moment, we hear a chain flush. Luckham Village Hall was a public toilet during the day. And so that night, we played to a packed house in Luckham. And at the end, the promoter comes up and sort of rather sheepishly announces that Luckham Village Hall holds 25. And we got 22. So we had to face the fact we'd reached the point in our careers where we're playing a public toilet on Exmoor and we can't even fill it out. But rather than mourn this, we decided to change the name of our tour to No Hall Too Small. And we end up in, the final gig we did was in Epworth, which is just south of Doncaster up in Yorkshire. And we're we have a packed night in Epworth. Next morning we go off in search of breakfast, and the only place we can find open is Morrisons Cafe. Can't recommend it at all. And we're sitting there with our breakfast, and I see this woman dressed. She's got an Elvis Presley wig on, and she's got Elvis Presley glasses, and wrap around rock and roll, and a showbiz fur coat, not any old fur coat, proper rock and roll fur coat. And then nothing on her legs, but some Argyle socks and some winkle picker shoes. It was the legs that made me think she might be female, or a postman. And she comes over and I said, Hank, it's Elvis. He's alive and in drag and having lunch in Morrison's Cafe. And Hank's taking pictures under the table. And then I see this other person who to me looked very much like Phil Ochs, contemporary Violins, fine singer-songwriter. And he's got this corduroy suit on, which you don't really see these days, but might just be the thing back in Greenwich Village back in the early 60s. And he's got a little cap, and he's got a little goatee beard and straggly hair, and he looks about how Phil would look had he not died in the 70s. And he comes over, and I said, no, Hank, it's Phil Ochs. He's alive and having lunch with Elvis in drag at Morrison's Cafe. It's absolutely true. So I carried this verse, this kind of title around in my head for quite a long time. And eventually, I thought it was too good to waste. So I wrote the song, and this is it. It's called Phil Ochs and Elvis Eating Lunch in Morrison's. And it does have a bit of a chorus, if you fancy it. If you're familiar with Phil's oeuvre, you'll know that his big hit was There But For Fortune. So when I sing that line, what follows is the chorus. So do pay attention, and then we'll all sing it together. Or we'll have a staring competition. When she came and sat behind me, I knew something wasn't right. The dye had washed out of her hair, her face was pale and white, and the legs she shambled in on, beneath her shabby dress, were wearing alligator shoes and socks from M&S. A man sat down beside her, he looked familiar too, like a Greenwich Village poet, circa 1962. Dressed from head to toe in corduroy, wayfarers on the set, ignoring one another just like both of them were dead. They're but for fortune and common sense, they say. Phil Ochs and Elvis eating lunch in Morrison's Cafe. Okay? They're but for fortune and common sense, they say. Phil Ochs and Elvis eating lunch in Morrison's Cafe. Magnificent. In a wraparound dark glasses with a light adjusting lens, she was hiding more than tired eyes from onlookers and friends. There was something in those fingers that worked the forks and knives, as if they'd once worked magic in other people's lives. They're but for fortune and common sense, they say. In Morrison's Cafe. I tried to move in closer. There was a smell of Vaseline and the scent of faded legends just off the M18. For a moment life seemed simple, fear and pain were swept away when Phil and Elvis ate their lunch in Morrison's Cafe. They're but for fortune and common sense, they say. Phil Ochs and Elvis eating lunch in Morrison's Morrisons Cafe. Finish. They're but for fortune and common sense, they say. Phillips and Elvis eating lunch in Morrisons Cafe. Since my baby left me, I found some